Hey guys, welcome to another video. I have a lot of really awesome things I want to talk to you about today, and we're going to be painting this portrait with some very special paints. But first, I wanted to let you all know about a shop update that I have done this week, and it kind of goes along with something really exciting in that I have finally finished my website. So the website is at arleebean.com, and from there you can find links to all of the things that I do, including my shop. So I have all of my originals from Tigtail listed directly on the website, and you can check them out either from the website or from Tigtail. I'll leave links to everything in the description. And I also have a Redbubble shop, so originals are at Tigtail, but if you're interested in prints or stickers or any of that other shirt things, you know, all the things you can get on Redbubble, I also have a lot of new art that I've just put on both of those platforms. So with that out of the way, we can talk about these paints. So these paints were sent to me by, okay, I'm gonna mess up her name because she has an English accent and her name is Japanese. So it's on the screen. Her name is Otto. It should be so simple because her name is so just beautifully, elegantly simple. Otto. Okay, Otto, I'm gonna say Otto Kano, and she sent me these Holbein paints. And when I say these Holbein paints, I mean like literally all 108 Holbein colors. What? I'm so incredibly excited, and I'm just amazed that she sent these paints to me. We were talking in another artist's live stream, Denise from In Liquid Color, and Denise was swatching these colors, I believe, and Otto reached out to me and talked to me about sending me these paints, and I was just kind of overwhelmed and floored. And she sent them in this beautiful palette, and she labeled all of the colors. I'm so incredibly overwhelmed by her generosity. So thank you so much for sending these paints, and I'm just in awe. So of course I had to try them out for you today. This painting is also going to be the first in the series that I had talked about before of doing a painting, like a single illustration for each of the brands of watercolors that I have, and we're going to be starting with these Holbein paints. It seems a little weird for me to start with a brand of paints that I've literally never used before, but I was just so incredibly excited to use these paints that I couldn't wait. I could not wait to use them and to share them with you guys, and to thank Otto for her incredible kindness. And I know I'm saying your name wrong, so I sincerely apologize. Okay, yes, my original intention was to paint this portrait for Otto because she had requested a rainbow-skinned male portrait, but there have been several people, my family and you, my viewers, also, who have said that this character looks a little bit more effeminate as opposed to masculine. So I'm not gonna give this one to Otto because she specifically requested a male portrait, and I want to do a little bit better at creating a masculine character for her. So this one will be available on my shop. Actually, it is already, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. I know I don't talk about my marketing money type things very often. I actually get pretty insecure about talking about them, and which is actually, as a little bit of a side note, that's actually has to do a lot with my recent Patreon endeavors. As some of you may know, I did have a Patreon account, and I feel like I just, to be completely honest, I feel like I didn't do as good of a job as I could have with Patreon. I didn't really tell you guys about it that much, and I ultimately felt like it wasn't the right time for Patreon. So that's actually not up right now, but it probably will be again in the future. So I'm trying not to be too disappointed in myself for not having, made that into something. But anyway, I'm really grateful for the things that are something, like my Skillshare classes and this YouTube channel, and hopefully my online shop will just continue to grow. It had been a little while since I'd updated it, so I was really happy to work on that this week and get a new update out. I guess let's talk a bit about, oh my goodness, we have so many other things to talk about. Let's talk about this painting. So I have been feeling really frustrated with the art that I've been creating lately, and I realized I had like this revelation the other day that I realized that it had a lot to do with my use of reference. I've talked about using reference in the past a little bit. I've talked about the benefits of using reference, but I also want to talk today about the negatives, the cons of using reference, which has really kind of led me to the place that I'm at now. We will talk about my experience with the Holbein paints in just a second, but when it comes to using reference, I had kind of gone from trying to develop using reference to learn anatomical features and learn about lighting and the fundamentals and all of that kind of stuff. I'd gone from using reference for that purpose to feeling like without a proper combination of reference images, I couldn't create art that was good. So I started to rely way too heavily on reference photos. Now, of course, I wasn't directly copying from photos. I was usually combining multiple images, but it felt more like trying to convey what I saw in the images as opposed to developing my own artistic style, which I know takes time and comes naturally, but I felt like I was focusing too heavily on reference, and I was able to get more realistic results, but in the end I wasn't really happy with the art that I was creating, and I think that more realistic rendering, especially in painting with watercolors, is great for studies and is great for learning when you're trying to learn how to do a specific thing or articulate a particular thing. But when it came to my own stylistic development, it just left me feeling empty and like I wasn't moving in the direction I wanted to. So you'll see this style that this portrait is in has been popping up a bit more in some other art that I've done, and basically this is what happens when I don't use a reference. This is how things turn out when I just let myself work things out with the knowledge that I already have. And I think that's really important because I don't think that as an artist you can really know what it is that you're capable of or what it is that you've learned so far until you get rid of those crutches. Like I've said before, reference does have a place in the artistic growth and development of an artist, but I want my art to be based on the things I want to create. So I asked a question a few days ago in my YouTube community tab about what kind of artist you guys wanted to be. And you guys gave so many amazing different types of answers, from like illustrative storytelling to abstract surrealism and all kinds of amazing things. And it was so amazing to see how diverse this community is and how you guys are really interested in a lot of different kinds of art. And I think that's great that we can come together across these various channels, because I know a lot of you follow a lot of the same artists that I do, and I think that's amazing to see the different kinds of things that you guys want to be, and thank you so much to those of you who shared with me there. As for myself, I personally, of course, am really drawn to portraiture and the human anatomy, but I want to be an illustrator. I want to create pieces in a style that is my own and that is unique and that tells a story, at least in some small way. So I want to incorporate more other elements other than just a person's face. I want to evoke emotions and tell a story and place a character in a setting that is enjoyable to watch the creation of, but is also enjoyable to see the different elements of that setting and that character. So it was kind of this amazing thing for me when I realized that the studies that I was doing weren't necessarily reflective of the kind of art that I want to create. So I hope that styles like this, I don't even know how different this seems to you from what I've been doing, but it feels completely different to me because all of a sudden I'm excited and inspired to develop this style further and to kind of learn more and use reference in a more beneficial way. So I'm, instead of trying to find the perfect reference to turn into a painting, I'm now exploring ideas and thinking about the kind of things I want to turn into illustrations, and then either finding or creating reference to help me articulate that idea that I already have. And I've known these things, like I've heard these things from other artists and I've thought about them, but I didn't realize that I had gotten stuck in that place of relying so heavily on reference images when it comes to creating art, just because previously, when I didn't use reference, I wasn't happy with what I was creating. My characters looked I didn't like the style before, so I was kind of pushing away my quote-unquote natural style that had been developing, but over time, the use of those references has allowed me to build a better understanding of anatomy and a better understanding of facial features and all that kind of stuff. So when I come back to that natural style, it's not the same as it was before, and that's amazing. So oh my goodness, I'm sorry we didn't talk about the Holbein paints. I will say, with the Holbein paints, I forgot that I wasn't using a brand of paint that I hadn't used before, and that's amazing. Holbein paints do have different color mixes, as far as like the pigment mixes and colors is a bit different, which is hard. They tend to use a bit more pigments per color and more whites, so they can be a bit more opaque and not as easy to blend. Sorry, I'm rushing through this now, but I really enjoyed them. I'm excited to use them again. And unlike other brands, I forgot that I was using a different brand of watercolors. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you don't mind that it's been a bit lengthy because I had so many things I wanted to tell you about. But I will see you next week. I have some exciting things. Okay, I'm gonna go now. All right, thank you guys so much. You're amazing. All right, bye.